Hello guys, and welcome to another one of my little streams. So I don't know if you saw my post. I posted on YouTube earlier today, but I decided to move these streams 1 hour later because the last few weeks I've been away from home on Sundays, and I usually come back pretty late, and this is probably going to be happening quite often. Uh, and then I just come either at the time when I'm supposed to start streaming or even later. Uh, so I figured moving it 1 hour later should resolve this problem, hopefully. And also, I guess this time, which is 11 p.m. My time right now, should be better for my viewers in the US as well. Um, yeah. So, again, today we're going to be looking at another shot. Um, I'm looking at my stream here in the window, and it looks like my video is pretty dark, so I'm not sure if that's just the way it displays on this monitor here, or if it's really that dark. So if you could let me know um, in the comments. 2 2 p.m. here in Oregon, USA. Yeah, that's what I figured. So I think, because obviously it would be even better to stream like in the evening in the US, but that for me would be like in the middle of the night, so I can't really do that, especially since I'm going to work tomorrow. So yeah, obviously for people who are in my time zone, this is not gonna be the most convenient time. Um, but again, it's the main reason is that there are a lot of times when 10 is quite early for me because I'm not at home during the day, and so I either like I'm at my girlfriend's, which is at least an hour drive from here, or I'm at my parents', which is the same in the other direction. Um, so for me, the week for the weekends, it's better to start later like this, so I have some time to prepare also and stuff. Um, so yeah, today I'm gonna be working on another shot, and we'll take it from the beginning now. Uh, how I start a shot. So here we have reel one, and what I'm gonna do is make a copy of this 01, which is sort of like an empty one, and we're gonna have a look at which shot we want to be working on, which right now is this shot right here. So it's 2100. So I'm gonna rename this 2100. And then I have the script here, which is a prepared script, and I'm gonna rename that as well 2100. It's a regular Nuke script, which I am able to open in. I created it while I still had the full Nuke trial, but I am able to open this in Nuke Indie. But I'm not gonna be able to save it to the same file. I'm gonna have to save a Nuke Indie file. But either way, I should be able to open this. Um, so, and I think that's all we need for now. Yeah. Okay. So Now I can, well, if I go one up, it should appear. Yeah, we have it here. Go to scripts, open this one, and it opens perfectly. And as you can see, I already have all the sources prepared here with the automatic writes and stuff. So hopefully this will all still work the way it's supposed to. And now let's try and find this shot in the movie. So the time of the shot is the gout time code is from 11:31. So let's keep this and change this to time code, and that way we can go to 11 minutes in. We're right now looking at one of the 35mm sources, the UK print, but it shouldn't matter. They I think they should all be synchronized right now. Oh, this is the 2011 Blu-ray. That might be the only one that's not properly. Hopefully the rest is synchronized properly. Let's see. Yeah, we've got this 35mm source here. Looking back at this. Yeah, it looks like the that one's the only one not quite synchronized. Yeah, so we're 11:36 theatrical timing, so we should be, yeah, and that's the one. So this will be our first frame. This will be our last frame. And what actually might happen here, we'll see. I have a feeling that maybe this isn't actually an actual change. So we'll see if that's true. Oh, hang on. Oh, and out. Yeah. Okay. So this is the Blu-ray. Well, this is the OTD version, which for this is probably the same as the UHD Blu-ray. Yep. And pretty much the same as the 2011 Blu-ray. And now let's have a look at the 35mm version. And yeah, it's true. The change here is that they added the shadow of the Tauntaun, and probably the Tauntaun is recomposited as well. We'll have to compare more closely. Here we have the... Yeah. Okay. So let's make this a 2, this a 1. Okay. The shot's also been reframed quite heavily, but that I think is mostly when you look at the it's mostly the cropping on the UHD version is pretty heavy, so I don't think that's like a special edition reframing per se. It's just the heavier cropping on the UHD Blu-ray. So what I'm gonna have to do now is decide how I'm gonna go about this. But yeah, you can even see here the foot's been redone. Wrong, actually, I think. Like it's supposed to be behind this mound here. And I'm not even too sure how much better the UHD looks in general here. So we'll have to, and let's see this. And if we look here, well, there is some snow falling, but I'm not entirely convinced that the snow in the UHD version isn't actually added. Let's see what the 2011 Blu-ray looks like here. Well, it has far less snow, but that doesn't mean anything either, because that was quite that was quite heavily denoised and lost a lot of detail. But actually, comparing the two, I wouldn't even say the UHD version is that much better here. And I think there are a lot of cases where actually the 2011 Blu-ray might look better. Obviously, and don't take this as a proper reference of the color of the UHD Blu-ray, because it's the whole HDR thing, and the color here is just a lot that I applied, and some corrections, which are probably quite off. So let me actually open the one I was working on before, and we already have, I think, the lot from Dr. Dre applied there, so we'll check that out. In the meantime, let me have a look at these comments here. This time fine. Hello there, Harmy. Hi there. Actually, the stream. Thoughts on Star Trek? Well, I'm not a big Star Trek fan. I'm definitely not saying I don't like Star Trek. I do, but definitely nowhere near as much as Star Wars. I and this, for like the hardcore Star Trek fans, is probably going to be kind of heresy. But I actually, out of all Star Trek, I probably enjoy the new J.J. Abrams Star Trek the most, because it's the most Star Wars. What's the difference between D plus 80 and Despecialized? That's a good question. So D plus 80 is what I have here as a frame reference. And well, for one, what OTD is doing is he's replacing, he's mostly replacing entire shots with 35 millimeter, even like these where there's only a couple of frames missing, and you can really because he didn't have, like, for the other two, he had really high quality 35 millimeter sources already cleaned up and everything, but for Empire he didn't. He probably had pretty much the same sources as I do here, so replacing entire shots with 35 millimeter can be quite obvious. I don't know how obvious it is to an untrained eye and B over this stream, but I can immediately see the drop in quality between these two shots. So I'm trying to make the transitions more smooth, and also he's leaving in some of the less obvious changes, like recomposited visual effects and stuff like that. So yeah, mine will be more despecialized, and hopefully, at least in case of Empire, probably in higher quality. Which is nothing against what OTD is doing. I think he's done a great job, but I think I can do a little bit better still. Do you know? Do you by now know that what 4K 78 is? Another print of Star Wars, a lower contrast one, apparently created for TV usage in 1978. I think I've heard of it before. The 4K 78. Yeah, they're using a different print, but I'm not sure if what the project is or how far along it is or anything like that. Uh, do you think the UHD Blu-rays of Star Wars have too much digital noise reduction? Way too much. Yes. Um, have you seen the first Bad Batch episodes? No. Is that that's some new animated show, right? I don't even follow that anymore, to be honest. Yep. Anyway, back to this. Yeah, so I wanted to get this correction for the UHD from this script. Okay. Yeah, much better. And actually, let's see it now totally without any of my own corrections, just with the lot from Dr. Dre. Yeah, I actually think I like the corrections. It's probably should be a little bit brighter, judging by the 35mm, which is very bright here. So yeah. Okay, so if we take this as our starting point, let's now compare the 35mm, the different 35mm sources we have here. The German print scan actually does appear maybe a little bit sharper, but then the UK print is much cleaner, which I think is because this reel's already been cleaned up by Team -1. So I think I'm gonna go with that because the difference in sharpness is negligible, and there's actually some artifacts in the grain here and stuff. So I think we're better off starting with the. Let's compare to this scan. Yeah, that's pretty much I think the same. I think this. I'm not entirely sure, but I think this and this are scans of the exact, are two different scans of the exact same print. But this one's at 2K only, and this one's 4K. So this is where we'll be starting, and let's have a look at Neat video here. And yeah, that worked pretty well just right out of the gate, but we'll of course do a proper pass on the grain. So let's build a profile. Let's have a look here. So this is quite heavy denoising. Might make the threshold a little lower here for the dust and scratches. And oh, I hope you can hear me well, by the way. I'm not sure. I think I put the gain on this microphone all the way down because I was recording something and it was very loud. So yeah, this looks pretty good. Let's see what we have here in terms of spatial denoising. Yeah, we can down. And yeah, as you can see, we're actually gaining some nice details here. Yeah, overall I'd say that looks really good. Okay, go back to the node graph and compare this now to the UHD Blu-ray. So we have here and I wonder if that thing around its head is an artifact or if it's actually its main. Okay, let's see it from the start. Yeah, I'd say that looks pretty darn good. Yeah, we do get some static noise artifacts or static grain, but those are rather minor and should be solved by putting some of the grain back in later. Yeah, I think it's clearly been recomposited. And I was wondering about this aura around its head here. If it's an artifact of the denoising, but looking at the print with the noise, it's there as well. So I think that's supposed to be there. Okay, so we compare the two. I'm still not sure about the snow falling here, because obviously it looks like the denoising that I did removed a lot of the snow that was there in the 35mm. Holdout matte, perhaps. Yeah, I think so. That's very likely, or something to do with that. What version is this restoration? Well, this should be Empire 3.0. Someone's saying half the time while I'm watching the UHD Blu-rays of Star Wars, there's practically no detail increase from the regular Blu-rays. I agree, yeah. And I think it's due to the heavy denoising. And plus, like, in all honesty, I really think there's very little difference between 2K and 4K in general in terms of detail. Yeah, I'm really wondering about this snow here, because it's very hard to see it, and yeah, it's there in the print, but the question is whether it's the same snow as we're seeing here or if this one's added. See, this is the kind of difficult question one has to deal with, because this one really looks fake to me in the UHD Blu-ray version, like it's been added later, but can't be sure. There's of course also the possibility that there's always been added snow in this shot. There's definitely far less in the old Blu-ray version, which is interesting. But again, that can be that could be removed by okay, let's have this heavy cleanup, and now let's have a look here and see if we can get some of that snow back somehow. Disable the dust and scratches. That's still this. So let's let this load, but I think this this also is not gonna work. But it's really this is a very difficult question whether the snow in the Blu-ray was added or is actually they somehow extracted it from the original, even though they degrained it so heavily. Ernie Ernie Meyer. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. That's how to pronounce it properly in German. You're saying, sorry for my English. I'm German and I'm 19. That your English is perfect, man. Nothing to apologize for. And as for your question, I don't understand. This shot is in the UHD. Why the 35 millimeter? Let me show you in just a second here. Before I, yeah, we've got a lot of moving noise here, so we'll have to do something about that. There's some of the snow is back, but it's not great. So what I think I will do probably is just use most of the UHD and just believe that the snow is what's supposed to be there, because looking at the 35 millimeter here, there is a lot of snow there that is very difficult to extract or keep while getting rid of the grain. So this shot actually is gonna present a lot bigger challenge than I originally thought. So anyway, let me show you why I'm despecializing this shot when it's on the UHD. As you can see in the UHD version, they added a shadow here, and this whole area where it meets the ground is totally different. Here it stands behind this mound, but here it sort of cuts into it, which I'm not sure if that's intentional or a mistake. And although kind of hard to tell, it's also been like completely digitally recomposited here. Just trying to see if the snow that we're seeing here is the same as what we're seeing in the 35mm print, and I don't think it is actually. Okay, so it seems getting back the snow will be quite a challenge here. So actually the pattern of the snow I think is better visible in this German print. And on your compressed streams you're probably not seeing anything at all, so I'm sorry, but okay, let's see comparison here between this and this. Yeah, same snow there and the UHD. Yeah, the snow in the UHD is definitely different snow. So the question, of course, is whether it's been added in post in the original as well, or if they just ran into the same problem that I'm running into here, which is that denoising the picture also erases the snow because the denoiser can't tell the difference between what's snow and what's grain, and so then they added a fake layer of snow over it, which would be my guess. Yeah, it's a difficult decision how to deal with this kind of thing. I definitely want to keep as much as the original snow as possible, but at the same time I needed to not have that much grain, because if it does, then what was I saying? Yeah, if it does have a lot of grain, it's not going to fit with the surrounding footage from the UHD Blu-ray, which is degrained very heavily. So I have to find some sort of a medium here. This actually sort of works. You can see some of the snow in there, but it's also kind of warping around. So let's see if we can improve the settings here. Proper profile of the grain, and perhaps turn off the Yeah, this is not, we can't do that. Yeah, this way we're totally losing all the detail. Go with the very low filtering. That sucks too. Okay, let's see if we have any new comments. Oh, I missed the super chat from Movie Craze. Thank you very much. When you render, is it in Rec 709 or in a log profile? I actually work in Rec 709 because I don't have HDR monitors, and um, the log profile is not really what's on the. It's not a proper log profile. It's a little different what's on the UHD disk. So it would be pretty hard to grade then. So I'm just working in Rec 709 all the way through. Did you marathon any of the Star Wars movies on Star Wars Day? No, actually, I barely noticed it was May the 4th. And for me, the true Star Wars Day is on May 25th, which is the premiere of the original film. Jacob Dreamworks, hello there. Hello. Happy to see you here. The 2019 4K release is taken from the 1997 SE and had the DVD and Blu-ray changes added back in. Yeah. So the question is, this probably, I think this is a 1997 change. So it's quite possible that it has the change already scanned in, then re-degrained, and so it's got like 3 levels of digital fuckery added to it at this point. Harmy, will this snow in 3.0 be blue like in 2.0 or white like UHD? Well, as you can see here, well, you can't really right now because I'm playing with this, but let's cancel it anyway. It's gonna look something like this probably, and this is a night scene, so or like near like dusk or whatever. So it probably should look like this. This is of course not the final grading, but it's a lot created by Dr. Dre based on these 35 millimeter sources. So something like this probably, like the third. I will probably be sticking quite close to the 35 millimeter with some creative license probably, because even the 35 millimeter the 35 I'm sorry the 35 millimeter sources were all faded. They pretty much all look like this, but they're already corrected, so they're not 100% representative of the original colors, but they're probably pretty close because they're like general. They have like a general correction, so just for the fade, so they should be relatively close to the original colors. So that's probably what I'm going to be aiming at. Ooh, quite a lot of new messages. I really enjoy watching the making of The Empire Strikes Back uploading on 81's YouTube channel. Um, I didn't know there was one. Like, you mean 81's making of, or is it like some old one? Well, this no be white like the 70mm prints. Like I just said, definitely all the 70mm prints are totally red by now, so we have no idea what the snow looked like on them. Um, Films can the Star Wars director Scott. This would be the ultimate release for the fans. I guess these types of shots have the potential of ending up with a lot of differently processed layers. Yeah. Wow. So many messages I really don't have. Hmm. Don't have the time to. Have you given 4K 77 a watch? Of course I have. Yeah, that's my go-to version right now, and I love it actually. But I still would enjoy seeing a pristine version of Star Wars when I want to show Star Wars to someone, and I cannot thank you enough for your dedication to your vision. Well, thank you. Looks like it is going to take a long time. Yes, it is. It is, and I that's what I said from the beginning. Especially since I don't have much time to work on it anymore. Like when I worked on the old versions, I was still a student, and also with like using just the old Blu-ray and the gout. Questions like these with the snow where they never even entered my mind. All I did was like erase the shadow from the Blu-ray and I was done, but it's not quite as easy. I actually think the amount of snow looks to be about correct in the old Blu-ray. Let's see if we can. Uh, Someone's asking, do you think the DNR version of 4K 77 has too much DNR? No. I think for those who don't want DNR, there's the non-DNR version, and I think the DNR version of 4K 77 has pretty much the correct amount of DNR. How far is your work on the first Star Wars 3.0? Well, I decided to switch to Empire because uh, the 77 DNR actually is really good, and Empire is the one that's right now missing a very good version. Um, so yeah, I've done like the first two reels of the old Star Wars. Probably not even like I'm halfway through the first reel, through the second reel, and yeah, that's got. And that, the reason also is that I can do Empire in some reasonable amount of time, whereas Star Wars is gonna take a long time to finish probably. If I would have more money, I would support you. Well, thank you, but I'm definitely not asking anyone to send money if they can't spare it. That would Yeah, thanks, thanks for that sentiment anyway. Um, and I'm very thankful for everyone who did contribute on Patreon and over here as well. Yeah. So anyway, let's see what we can do here. I quite like this, but how do we get the snow back in? Oh, come on. Okay, I see Nuke. I just updated to version 13 of Nuke, and it still has the same annoying error that Nuke 12 introduced, where sometimes the nodes just don't want to open. Yeah, and again. Come on. Come on now. God damn it. Okay. So, let's go 5. 10. What the hell? Ah. Okay, there we go. Much better. It will still take some tweaking, but what I just did here, and I'm probably still gonna try and get more, is because when you look at the original scan, here we have the green channel, and here we have the blue channel, and as you can see, the blue channel has by far the heaviest grain, and also you can't really see the snow in there. The green channel has quite a lot of the snow, but has a lot of grain, and the red channel has the snow by far most visible and has very little grain. So what I did was I minused the grainy picture from the degrained picture, which only gave me the grain and whatever was erased during the degraining. And then I just added the red channel back to the degrained picture, which put a lot of the snow back. Again, I'm not sure if you can really see it in your on the stream because of all the compression that's probably there, but yeah, we definitely got some of the snow back, and now let's see if we can do a little more maybe. Maybe I won't do now. This should be identical. Yep. Shuffle here. I'll connect everything to the right channel. That way. Nice. Now we can really see the snow, and yet most of the heavy grain is gone. So what I did here was I used shuffle node to copy the red channel into the blue and green channels here. So what I basically get is like a black and white picture that's all the red channel, and when I plus that, it adds the grain from the red channel to all three channels instead of just the red channel. So that way, before we were getting red snow, now it's white snow. And there's still, like, it adds some grain back here, which I think I will still try and do some more cleanup. Maybe even have a look here. Just filter settings. And here I'm gonna disable the temporal filter altogether, because that's what erases the snow. And I'm gonna try and get rid of some of the noise here, while hopefully keeping some of the snow. Ooh, the ultra low is very heavy. Okay, let me get back to your comments for a bit. You can't see it, but I actually installed a third monitor here just so I could see your comments on a bigger screen. It's my girlfriend got a new monitor from work, so she gave me her old one. Um, How many years have you been working on Despecialized? Well, it's coming. I think we actually, and I was pretty sad about that. I think I missed doing anything for the 10th anniversary of the first Despecialized version. Um, I'm not very good at uh, keeping up with those dates, but yeah, I think we already passed the 10th anniversary. Sure, the 2004 master was just 1080p, but why would Disney care if the 2004 changes are back in or not? Disney didn't. This version that was released in 2019 was actually made in 2012, while Lucas still owned Star Wars. It was made for the 3D release that never happened. Oh, someone's just commenting the same thing. So again, we're the same as with the 2011 Blu-ray. We're getting we're getting a release that uses a master that's more than half a decade old. So this is something that sort of, I would love for them to release the original versions officially. That would be the best thing. But I'm just afraid they're gonna screw it up, honestly, even if they do it. So yeah, there's that. But hopefully they will get some people who know what they're doing, and at least for Star Wars, they would be crazy not to use Mike Verda's version because he's offered it to them. Um, TN1 Empire Strikes Back Grindhouse Edition is pretty cool version of the film. Project 4K 80 release should be amazing. Well, yeah, the Grindhouse version is pretty cool, but it's like, to me, the colors make it quite hard to watch, and also there's this like flashing present in a lot of it. I'm not sure if it's like from when the print was copied or from the scanner. I don't know, but it's pretty distracting once you notice it. Um, and yeah, the 4K 80 release will be awesome. But still, like, actually, what you're seeing here with the British print, that's already cleaned up. So I think that's what 4K 80 will look like. So really great 35 millimeter print preservation, and I'm really looking forward to it. And it's probably gonna become my favorite version. But yep, still quite grainy and everything. So yeah, let's see if we can. Yeah, this probably will get rid of the snow as well, I'm afraid. So would that be Low or very low? The snow. No, we definitely want to get the ultra low noise. Yeah, that definitely raised the snow. That sucks. Okay, let's see how this is. Still got a lot of grain here, so that. Okay, now let's see this. Okay, interestingly enough, that's actually worse. Ah, yeah, because it combines. It puts in some of the grain from the blue channel as well. So yeah, I think I'll just call this a day for this shot. I'm gonna, of course, do some stabilizing and all that stuff, but just for now, I think this is a very good result. Like when we compare it to the uncleaned version, it's a lot cleaner now. We got rid of all this, like these dark blobs, and yet all the snow's there as well. And unlike in the UHD Blu-ray, it's actually the original snow that was there in the original version, not some fake edit one. So I'm pretty happy with that. And that's our hour gone. So let me check some of the last comments here. And I see that interestingly fewer people are watching now, which I'm wondering whether that's because the hour is actually less convenient to people, or just because people don't know yet that I moved it, and are were looking for it at 10 and it didn't happen. So did Harmy trim his beard? Yes, I did actually. Uh, it was time, man. I got a haircut as well, finally, because some of the restrictions were finally lifted. So yeah. um, Someone's saying don't end, please. I really have to, man. It's midnight here, and I'm going to work tomorrow. So uh, thanks for being engaged, but yeah, I really have to go now. Uh, well, I hope you enjoyed this look into, which I think this time was actually a rather interesting bit, because even I didn't even myself expect to have to deal with this kind of thing. And as you can see, it also put back some not only noise but also some uh, dirt and stuff. So I'm gonna have to go through it manually frame by frame and clean it up even more. But yeah, I think this result is very nice. Uh, well, okay. Um, Thanks for watching, and may the Schwartz be with you.